ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun.
You know, I love that song, actually, yeah. Good morning. How are all you doing? Good. It's good to see all of you. It's been a great conference so far, hasn't it? I've been blown away by the whole thing. You know, there's still more to come. It's been quite a year for education, for school board leaders, for NSBA, and it's been an unbelievable year for me as your president. You know, we all have our reasons for doing what we do. We choose to be members of school board and school leaders. For me, it was always come down to a deep-rooted calling just to serve, whether it's local, state, or national. Serving for the benefit of all of our school children across the country. We serve not just for my kids or the kids in my community, but we serve to make public education better for all of our nation's children. And it all comes down to this: how can we make things better for each and every public school child? You know, that continues to be our charge. How do we ensure that something good comes about as a result of our service? We have to stay motivated and inspired. There are so many strong and dedicated leaders out there in school districts and local communities. Many fine, strong leaders right out there today. I've had the good fortune to meet and be inspired by so many of you. You lead and inspire by action. I've had the privilege to meet and work with so many dedicated people who want the best for their state associations. They truly want the best for our children, and for them to have the opportunity to be the best, have the best possible public education, and to have the best possible future. That's what it's all about. You know, through our board service and by educating ourselves, we can more effectively bring issues to light and bring about change. Through engagement in meaningful learning opportunities such as this, we can pave the way to close the persistent achievement gaps and help provide each and every student not only just equal access, but equitable access to high-quality public education. Yes. Does anyone here remember Bill Nye, the science guy? Well, Bill Nye once said, "Everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't." I know that's true. Wherever I travel over this past year and in the future, that same thought is in my mind. Go prepared to be amazed and ready to learn from each and every person and each and every opportunity. One thing that has always intrigued me about school board members is what changes a person from just being an elected or appointed board member into someone who is truly a change agent for their local community. It takes dedication, inspiration, and a lot of perspiration. And many people along the way to help you develop the tools, help you learn how to be that effective board member. That's what makes the difference in the lives of our children. And when we see it, it's motivating and it's inspiring. You know, traveling across the country and visiting with folks who give their time and work so hard to make our schools the best they can be, was a great and humbling experience. You know, speaking of humbling, I often think of a quote that Harry Truman said. He said, "It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit." I've met a lot of those people this year. It was interesting to hear about their challenges that their school boards face and how they're meeting and dealing with these challenges in innovative and inspiring ways. We all have those issues that can weigh us down, keep us from focusing on what's really most important. It comes down to this: how do we as school boards and school board leaders move beyond the challenges and bring about positive change in the lives of children? There's so many talented and dedicated people out there. I extend my appreciation to all of you and what you do. You know, my heartfelt thanks also goes to the people who support and continue to inspire me. You know, there's folks in my local district back in Kellyville, back on my state association board, Sean Heim, our executive director. You know, there's presidents that have inspired me through many years of service. Thanks to a boss, he's out there probably somewhere, that luckily I've stayed employed this year. Thanks to his support. He was one of those presidents that walked across a while ago. And how could he tell me no, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you to all the people I've served with on the NSBA board. They are a hard-working board. You know, there wasn't a single time this year that I asked any of them or our staff to take on a challenge or task that they didn't step up and meet the need. Thank you to our executive director, Tom Gensel. Tom, it's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you to our NSBA staff who works closely with me during my presidency. You know, those who made sure I looked good wherever I went. And many of them even laughed at my not-so-funny jokes, you know. But, see, there's one right there. And, you know, my family, Alta, Josh, Caleb, Ben, Mary, Carrie, Noah, Jonah, and Cooper, you know, my grandkids was tough on them this year, Grandpa not being around sometimes. And, but they always were excited when I got home, tell them where I'd been and who I'd met. So thank you all. You know, none of us can do what we love to do without the support and encouragement of our family, friends, colleagues, and I'm truly blessed with all those folks. You know, while my time as president of NSBA is quickly coming to a close, my service on behalf of school boards and public school children across the nation doesn't end. It won't end, it'll only transition. You know, transition's kind of a funny word. It makes me think of a story. Everything makes me think of a story. You know, we had a politician in Oklahoma. He had been lieutenant governor for 12 years. And he transitioned right into being governor for 8 years. That's a long time to be at that level. He says that he realized he was no longer in public office when he went out and got in his car. He got in the back seat and it didn't move. That was a tough transition on him. You know. Well, transitioning into the role of past president will be a lot easier, I promise you. I look forward to continuing to serve. Miranda will be a great president. And I know we have such great leaders coming up through the officer chairs. NSBA is in great hands and will be for many, many years to come. Thank you all. Well, I hope your experience here today and over the course of this whole conference is a rich one, and that you'll leave inspired and look for opportunities to drive change and support of positive outcomes for students. You know, many of you have followed me this year, either through Twitter or through my newsletter. Many of you know I like to close my newsletter with some lyrics of songs. Like that one that played when I come out. I asked for that song. And that song has these analogies in it. And I'm off script now, so the gal backstage is freaking out. But the analogy, when I was a little child and heard that song the first time, talked about clouds. And it made me look at clouds to see the things they were describing in that song. And I saw the connection between what we see and what sometimes happens with clouds. Now, the other verses about life and love, it took me a while to figure those out. But it was the first song that really made me kind of stop and think about things. And so, as I've gone around, some of you have even lobbied to suggest certain songs when I come to your state to put in the newsletter. I enjoy music, and I enjoy those lyrics that spoke to me at some point in my life. Sometimes I was able to make those connections to where I was. Sometimes I just put them in there because I like them, So what does this have to do with school board members? Well, as I've learned about things, and as I leave you today, I want to give you one last song lyric. One that is my wish for you. I wanted to use this song all year, but I kept thinking, I got to find the right place for this song. But I hope you can take these words to heart and remember all the fun times you had as a board member. Remember all the reasons that inspired you to serve. Remember all the faces of those children in whose lives you made a difference. It's an old Bob Dylan song from the 70s. It goes something like this. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others. Let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. May you stay forever young. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for what you do. Till next time, remember, stand up for public education because we can do it. Thank you.